Some women are confused, and it's all because more and more men are choosing to walk away from dating entirely. Standards are rising, patience is wearing thin, and the reactions, absolutely wild. Let's break it all down.
Where are we meeting the men that don't? Where are we finding them?
Someone tell me where I can find a decent, loyal, funny, good-looking guy around here?
I'm convinced that it ain't no mother men out here anymore. It's just with balls.
Where have all the good men gone?
Where are all the men? Where can I find a good man? Where can I find a man? Where are all the men?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I don't know why they ask this question, fully knowing that good men truly exist.
So I took myself out for dinner and I sat at the bar because I was alone. And I had 3 different men hit on me in the span of 10 minutes, out of which one would not leave me alone. And then went and told me, oh, why are you sitting at the bar if you don't want people to hit on you? Probably because I'm alone, and who the is going to sit at a whole table by themselves?
I want you to focus with this story. She said she didn't want to be approached, which is something we can all respect. But notice how she will change her story real fast.
Then after that, he's like, why do you have so much attitude?
Good question.
Do you have a boyfriend? You don't? That's probably why you don't have a boyfriend, because you have so much attitude. Because I don't want to get hit on by drunk men. Then another dude's like, oh, like, I noticed you're leaving, but you're very pretty. Can I give you my number and we can talk further? So I didn't want to, he was still polite, so I didn't want to be rude. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I got out of a relationship and stuff like that. Thinking, you know, this will deter people because who the wants to be someone's rebound, but not men, because he's like, oh, do you want to talk about it?
See how that man was just being kind, but some people sadly never understand. An act of kindness.
Can buy us a drink. Like, do you guys not have standards? Why would you want a woman who has just gotten out of a supposed relationship?
Relax.
Obviously, if I was smart, I would have just said, like, oh yeah, I'm dating someone. But I'm not. That's... And the best part was that there was a hot dude there, but did I get to speak to him? No.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. She said she wasn't interested in talking to anyone, but later she mentioned that she wanted to talk to an attractive man, but never had a chance. In this case, it really shows that some women sadly judge based on looks and disregard the personality, never noticing the average-looking men with a heart of gold.
Because I was too busy avoiding people going around saying stuff like, oh, do you come here often? Like, who the uses that as a line anymore?
Who the do you think you are? No.
I'm literally shaking right now because I just had a man approach me in a parking lot. And it went fine, and I'm going to tell you why it went fine and how to address it, because it was in a book I read, and this is how you're supposed to address it, but it scared me. I'm literally shaking.
Did your mother drop you on your head?
So this guy, I am alone with my son, by myself, a woman, and a male approached me in a parking lot. He's, excuse me, miss, and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do. And before he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, excuse me, ma'am. And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, do not approach me. And he like immediately started going in the other direction. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. I said, do not approach me. Do not approach me.
That is definitely not the way to handle that situation. That guy just wanted to ask her something. And to give him the benefit of the doubt, he spoke 30 feet away, making sure not to invade her personal space. But she decided to treat him this way.
And he, of course, like, got like, what the F did it? Like, he started cussing and yelling, like, what's your problem?
Well, I'm out, man.
And I looked at him and he actually then crossed a couple cars down from my car. He didn't come anywhere near me. He crossed a couple cars down from my car and was like, continuing to cuss and say, what's your problem? And I said, you do not approach women in a parking lot. I just kept saying, do not approach me.
She must have dropped something and he wanted to give it back. And I'm sure it's probably for a good reason. Otherwise, if he had any ill intentions, he wouldn't have kept his distance. And this is why men avoid helping, to not fall in these situations.
You do not approach women in a parking lot, like yelling it. No male No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Ever. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with them. Don't be polite. No male should be approaching you in a parking lot.
Much later.
A man approached me today in a parking lot while I was alone with my son, bent over trying to put him in his car seat. And I'm getting a lot of comments like this one, that how I responded to protect me and my son in that situation was over the top. Other people are saying he could have just been trying to help, or that someone that says, "Excuse me, ma'am," isn't a criminal.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
Sadly, some people don't deserve kindness.
And she screamed at him, "Do not approach me." So he turned and started walking in a different direction, and she continued to scream at him. Those are all her words. And she doesn't understand how she's over the top here. For one, there was no need to scream at him in the first place. For two, after he adhered to your order, there was definitely no need to continue to scream at him. So of course, he starts reacting to her continuously screaming at him because he was probably just trying to help her. At worst case scenario, he just wanted her number. All that being said, I get it. Men should not approach women in a parking lot. But what if it was something like she dropped $300 or $400 and he was trying to give it back to her, or dropped her credit card, or her entire wallet, or something she just bought, or the kid's teddy bear, or any number of things? While she was exiting the store on the way to her car, he noticed it, he picked it up, he was walking towards her to give it to her. He did what he was supposed to do. He gave her a 30-foot buffer before he got her attention so that she could turn around and handle the situation in the safest manner possible. And she screamed at him. So ladies, let me put this to you. What should we do?
Go. Don't look back.
Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing.
Why are guys so lonely?
Because no guys just come up to us like we're just, I don't know, I guess we're just ugly.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Leave women alone.
But men are already doing that. Or hasn't one noticed? But I find it odd that some women want men to leave women alone, except when they need their support in something. And then they complain, why aren't the men speaking up?
Stop telling us what to do with our hair.
Frankly, I cannot remember the last time a man told me what to do with my hair. In my experience, it's almost always some of the women who are so concerned with what other women look like.
Men went on their way a long time ago.
Stop telling us what to do with our bodies.
Like what? Don't rack up a high body count because a great many men and women find a high body count rather unappealing. How dare some men tell women to pay attention to their own morality?
Stop telling us how to dress.
Really? From what I've seen, some women should be told that what they're wearing is often inappropriate.
Leave us alone.
And when they finally do, what then will one have to complain about?
Where have all the good men gone?
I can tell you where the good men are. They are with good women. What we got to lose? Freedom. If something doesn't work out, we are more than happy because our freedom and peace of mind are far greater.
Do you want to know where they went? They have retreated to their homes. Do you want to know why? Because the good men are the ones that have put in so much effort and had women trash them for putting in the effort. They've had women take advantage of them because they want to be a gentleman. They want to open the doors. They want to pay for your dinner. And you just expect that that is supposed to happen. The idea that you should have multiple men pandering after you.
If you see a man that's no longer trying, it's a man that tried his best at some point.
Just to see which one is the best is atrocious.
I want to be approached. I definitely want to be approached. I would love nothing more than a guy to approach me, to have the balls to come up and say, hey, how are you? I don't know whether these guys are scared, intimidated, nervous. Do they think that they're going to be annoying? Because you're not annoying.
We do not care.
All a woman wants is to be desired. Am I wrong? It's nothing sexier than a confident man who goes after what they want. A man in his masculine who takes the lead, takes control of the situation. And guys, like, I'm talking to the guys now. If you're nervous to approach someone because you feel like, oh, they might not like me, or I don't want to get, like, shut down, what have you got to lose, honestly?
We're not afraid of rejection. Let me show you why we don't approach.
And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with them.
Like if the girl's a she's nasty back, well, you've just dodged a bullet. And if she's not, if she's a normal, nice person and she's not interested, she'll just politely say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm in a relationship, or I'm so sorry, I'm not interested at this time. That's it. That's literally the worst that can happen. Best case scenario, you're sat there thinking, oh, this girl gets approached all the time, she wouldn't be interested in me. I'm telling you, we are interested. Single girls are interested. I don't know why people think that we're not interested. We want to have a conversation.
She's saying that she wants to be approached more, but watch what truly happens when it does happen for her.
We want to get to know you. How do we know we're not interested in you until you, like, have a conversation with us? It is so refreshing when a man approaches you. In fact, I can literally think on the top of my head the amount of times a guy has approached me in person, you know, just out in public, out of the blue, right? It is that refreshing when they do that we remember it. Because I remember the last time I did. I was on the beach, I was walking my dog, dude approaching me and saying, hey, you know, I was wondering if I could, you know, get your number. That's so cute. Like his mates were like sat on the sandhill and he'd like come over and like shot his shot, and I felt so bad. I felt so bad having to say I'm sorry I'm in a relationship, but I was, and I wasn't interested, but you know what I mean?
There we have it. A contradiction of a lifetime.
Sweet. We like it. We really like it. We want to be desired. Approach us. Just approach us.
No! All the good men. Here's the thing. I just want to let you know as an update, the good men are everywhere. They are everywhere, sis. The problem is you either have disqualified them for your own unrealistic, ridiculous requirements, or they have been so scared from accusations, being told that they are harassing, or, you know, thinking that you want them to approach you, but then carrying on like, how dare they find the audacity to approach you, and you get an entire generation of men who would rather be by themselves than to risk.
Being alone isn't a curse, it's a blessing.
Here are some things I expect a man to pay for while I'm dating him or we're in a relationship. All dates. Like, sir, you're courting me, you're dating me, like, you should be paying for the date. I don't pay for dates, so I'm a model.
You serious?
I have to get my nails done for shoots and like...
We don't care.
Honestly, when it comes to hair, I have like that wash and go hair, but still, products are expensive. Like, oh, Ubers are a given, a must. Like, I do not pay for my transportation to these dates.
Women.
Not everyone will be blessed with good looks. The least we can do is to balance it with a good personality, not a delusional one.
Taxing is a given. You're gonna have to pay my rent. Like, girls got bills to pay and I am too feminine.
Wanting men to pay for her dates and transportation is crazy itself, but them paying for her rent is out of the question.
I believe that there is a lost art of men approaching women, and I totally understand why, because some women are so mean and nasty. But there is nothing like a man walking up on a woman and being like, yeah, my name is such and such, I'm attracted to you, can I get your number? Like, guys don't do that anymore. And it's a lot of women's fault, because I will watch it happen and women will be so mean and nasty.
Okay, so serious question. If we're not going on dating apps for dates, where are we meeting men? And where are we meeting men in which we'd actually want to go on a date with? Where are all of the good guys?
What more do you want from me?
Can someone enlighten me? Because whatever I'm doing isn't working.
Oh, hell no!
People should appreciate what they have, because beggars cannot be choosers.
Comments like this one are a very desperate attempt to scare women into settling for losers. I'm 30, and last I checked, like, I have not crumbled to dust. Despite what misogynistic men and society say, women do not expire after a certain age.
Everyone gets old after a certain age. It is scientifically proven.
Such
the sweetest guy just approached me in Woolworth. It's a Monday morning, doing my grocery shopping to do my juicing. And he came up to me and he goes, "Excuse me, miss, I just wanted to stop you and tell you that you are so beautiful and I would love to get your number to take you out." And my instant reaction was, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend." Which is not true.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know why I said that. I'm actually kicking myself for saying I do not have a boyfriend.
It's such a shame, really. I wonder why they reject men and regret it later.
I'm not talking to anyone, but my instant reaction, because no one's ever done that to me before, I froze and was like, "I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend." And he's like, "Oh, that's really sad, but you never know if you don't try." And I'm like, "Yeah, I really admire you for coming up and talking. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day." And he's like, "You too, miss. All the best." Ah! Why did I tell him I had a boyfriend when I don't? Ugh. This is why I'm single. This is why I'm single.
Yeah, I heard it.
She instantly regretted that because that guy accepted rejection and was a gentleman and wished her a good day too.
Where are we meeting the men that don't? Where are we finding them? Huh?
I like this question, but I don't think one's going to like the answer, because there are a lot of men out there that actually don't. But many women don't want to give some of these men a chance because they don't meet the standards that they think that they should have when it comes to dating. For instance, some women only want to date guys that are over 6 foot tall.
It is a sad fact that when they say they can't find men, it's usually them not finding the perfect men that don't exist.
So they might not even look twice at the guy that's only 5'9". Or perhaps the guy isn't just as attractive as that person wants them to be. So he would just get put in the friend zone. Great guy, but not worthy of dating. And then there's some women that only want to date guys that make 6 figures or more. So they don't even look twice at the guy that works a blue-collar job and has to work overtime on the weekends just to make ends meet. So there are lots of guys out there that don't. It's just some women don't see them.
Something that I've seen for a while now is how high the lesbian divorce rate is. I think it's something like 75% divorce rate. But why I'm laughing is because how are you guys going to pin this one on men?
I want to see how they will explain this one.
The reason for divorces in the same-sex marriage is domestic violence, cheating, feeling ignored, and get this one, feeling like one partner is not pulling their weight in the relationship.
Are all the good men? Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, ladies, but they're done. They've walked away from today's modern women. They're done with dating, done with marriage, done with relationships. And no, ladies, it's not because they're scared, like you all are telling each other is the case. No, the real reason they're leaving is because they don't see a point in relationships anymore. Because there is no point in relationships for today's men. They're expected to give while getting nothing in return. They're told that they need to honor, respect, and provide for women while never seeing it reciprocated to them in any way. They've been told time and again that they aren't needed, aren't wanted, aren't necessary, and that they should just go away and leave women alone. And ladies, we've heard you loud and clear.
A relationship is good, but being alone comes with greater benefits. Mainly, it costs less to be alone, so you can save a lot of money. And you can do whatever you want without being judged or needed.
Rejected by a matchmaker this week. She wouldn't be able to work with me. When we met, I told her what I was looking for and told her a lot about me. And I tried to highlight some of my core qualities, including the fact that I'm very, very type A, organized. I like to be the leader. I told her I was looking for someone that was at or above the same income level as me, driven, who is ambitious, who is ready for a long-term relationship and ready to get married at the ripe age of 38, where I've been in therapy for 10 plus years.
Even that matchmaker couldn't help in this case, and it's concerning because that's what they do for a living.
this attractive guy who I was flirting with. He was flirting with me also. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. Not really. Anyway, he came over to my table and said, unfortunately, he was leaving. And I said, I don't normally do this, but could I have your number? To which he responded, if you don't normally do this, maybe don't start now. And I was like, what? Okay, so you don't want me to have your number? And he said that he was trying to be a gentleman. And I was like, okay. And just ran off. What?
That guy was definitely not interested, so when she asked for his number, and he said no, it shows that he was just nice to her.
I've never asked a man for his number before, and I don't go out there and expect men to give me their number, but we were flirting. We were being really Why did he come over and say, I'm not giving it any more energy. I just wanted to share it because I'm never asking a man for his number ever again.
Rejected.
You know what? I have something that I need to say. I am tired of the men that just don't go for it. They're just so scared. They think that they're gonna get rejected when it's like, bruh, like, just take a freaking chance. I am tired, sick and tired of this, excuse my language, but this energy that these men have been giving these days. You'll walk past and they'll literally give you side eye. Like, just come up to me and ask for my freaking name. Like, okay, like, you get rejected. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it happens. It happens to me. But just take a chance. Guys, just take a chance.
How about no?
Yeah, just get some confidence. Like, just take a chance.
Men are walking on their own way, happy and proud. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.